Okay, we are on air.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to our podcast, the Sunday podcast with Adil and Rendia, and with me. Okay. So in this case, okay, I'm gonna be your host, and let me introduce the topic that we are gonna talk about: understanding minimum viable product, okay, or MVP in business development. Okay, with speaker Rendia Yuschak.
What's up,
Haskuchi,
everyone? What's
Haskuchi.
up? Haskuchi.
Yeah,
You can always call me Randy Awai. Online, I've been called Haskuchi usually.
okay,
It's
Haskuchi,
nice.
how's it going, man?
I'm great. Thank you so much. Alhamdulillah. How about you, Adil and Andra?
Yeah, man,
It-
thanks
Andra
for
and Adil.
asking. I'm doing well here.
Yeah, just do it, Adil. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it, man.
Just do it. Just do it. How about you, Andra? How are you?
I'm quite tired because I'm in post of middle examination.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
you are
Then
actually quite in a high stake. No, I mean tomorrow, or
thanks.
it has happened.
I'm in the post
Oh,
middle
so it has
examination.
happened
Pause.
last
Pause.
week.
I'm in
As it has
post,
happened.
yes.
So,
It's not high stake anymore. It's
But
just
there is one subject remaining next week
one
tomorrow,
subject. So tomorrow.
tomorrow,
on Tuesday.
or
Okay.
On Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you still have time to learn.
Review and stuff.
Yeah.
Just don't cram it, all right?
Yeah, I think
Hopefully
examination.
this.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
examination in master degree is not really hard. Okay, because
What is it about? What's the
it's
subject?
kind of a study cases. Mostly,
Oh,
Oh, study
case
they
cases.
they
study.
will ask you about
Yes,
study
study.
cases. Okay.
I hope this podcast will influence you in the positive way, of course, of this study case. Maybe,
Yeah, I
maybe
think
not.
the benefit of Sunday podcast, okay, you can comprehensively, synthesize some cases, okay, into words, okay. Because, for
I
example,
see.
okay, in consumer behavior, okay, in
Mhm.
consumer behavior subject, we are given some cases and we need to synthesize, okay, based on our understanding about the course that we've been learning so far. So I think Sunday podcast actually, uh, helps me in terms of training me, okay, to synthesize some cases and understanding about literally uh, high level discussion. So,
I see.
okay, without stalling our time, so let's give Rendia Yuschak or Haskuchi a stage. Okay, Rendia Yuschak, it's your
Okay,
time.
without further ado, I'm going to start it with opening my uh presentation. Can you see it well?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have any time for designing stuff, so
Yeah, chill.
uh,
Like BI
I'm
have
build
one.
it. I
Okay,
build it with
the feel is kinda backstage stuff,
It's
not
not full
backstage.
full
screen.
screen. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry about it. It's yeah. I use
Partial screen.
It's been a long time since I use
Microsoft.
PPT PowerPoint Microsoft PowerPoint. So
Okay, so
So how to do
how do
it?
I change it?
Head presenter view, isn't it?
okay, Rendia
Okay,
and
duplicate.
slideshow. I think.
And slideshow.
Okay.
Okay.
No. And
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can see it
I think
now.
I got it, but it's kind of hold on. Display settings, swap. Yeah, you can see it well. Can you see it well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see the screen right now.
I see. Hold on a little bit. I'm doing this. Right.
Can okay.
So, understanding MVP in business, I take it you guys already know MVP is, considering you are in the bit of at least business or entrepreneurship course or program maybe. You guys
What?
already
Entrepreneur.
already
Entrepreneur.
yeah want to be one or something.
Entrepreneur.
I knew that Andrade wants to be entrepreneur, and Adil recently told me about entrepreneurship and stuff. So yeah, so I will talk about this. MVP in business setting. Do you? But I just want to make sure, confirm. Adil, do you know about MVP?
MVP
What do you
is
know about MVP?
basically making the prototype, and there is this level.
Mhm.
So, for example, if we want to make a website, and this website maybe serve e-commerce like certain orange company,
Mhm.
so perhaps we can start with
Mhm.
the high fidelity prototype, and then we can start with the
Perfect,
most
Fidelity.
functional in the website stuff, and then after that we can improve and improve
In
and
the
improve.
website.
Yeah, so the idea
I
of
see.
MVP is not to test the idea with a big amount of resource, because that idea might fail.
Mm. Andra, what do you know about MVP?
Yeah, I don't know about it, man.
I see, I see.
What
It's
the hell,
okay.
man?
But
And yeah,
but
you
Yeah,
make
okay,
I'm
but
I'm
it's
assumption.
I'm an
fine.
honest
Then yeah,
person.
you make assumption.
Then no, no. Yeah, yeah, sorry, but this is good because now you have the most learnable you most learnable uh subject in this 1 hour, I think. So first of all, this is the source is the Lean Startup.
Oh,
There are
so
several
you
other
bought the
sources,
book,
but
man?
this is the main one.
Oh, so you have read the
Yeah, I
book?
bought the book and
Oh my
I
god.
have read the book.
So you are
Okay.
also interested
Hmm?
in. Okay, okay, please continue.
No, I'm just read it for fun, not
Not.
particularly. I mean, it's learnable. It is knowledge, so it is nice. But I have not yet to use it. But hopefully will be in the future.
Oh, okay,
Helpful.
nice.
Minimal viable product is technically what you said are correct, Adil, but the more correct term is you make the simplest version of a product that can be released to gather feedback and validate idea with minimal resource.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's a lot to take in here, but at least what Adil said about the simple version is correct. Uh, to validate idea is also correct, and so on and so forth. This is from 2001 from Frank Robinson, but popularized by these two guys. The reason being is there are many reasons why you want to do MVP, but this is actually the term comes from product development. So it's supposed to be work with when you making a product and develop a product, but turns out we have many different uh the close related word from other field. For example, in software development, we have this thing called uh, continuous improvement or prototype, maybe.
Wait,
Agile,
continuous.
if you
Oh
have
yeah.
heard.
Okay, okay. Please continue.
Yeah, and from construction, you have heard lean construction and so on. For art, there's this prototype of proof of concept for art illustration and so on and so forth. In business, I think they use the same word as a product development. They call it MVP also, but it's still like important concept that you need to learn. The thing is, this is for understanding. Uh, the MVP is supposed to be some kind of uh when you have so in business you have to so I'm going to next it. So you see, when you make a business or anything like with the MVP, you want to ensure the idea business, whether it's business idea, a system that you want to implement, a business system, business model that you want to implement, marketing way that you want to try, or maybe some feature that you want to implement in software development. You want to make sure that's work as intended, not only work as intended, but also work effectively and well, good for your customer. Basically, it fits with your customer. The idea is this loop, which is your idea, and then you build it, and you have this product to ship it, and then you uh, measure how well it works with your customer or the target user. You have data and you learn from it, and this thing goes off. The key point is you need to minimize the time of making this loop. Like, for example, if you want to build a business about, you want to implement something about airline, for example, you want to uh, say that you want to implement an in-flight meal system in airline, but you don't know how it will cost and how the customer feel about it. You can try it first, just a simple one. You don't have to make it so delicious or anything like that. Just make it safe, of course, but try it first and then see what customer or any kind of stakeholder feels about it. Does it work? Does it not work, or something like that? Maybe airline is a bit weird concept, but I have this more example that I will show you later. The right way. Now, the right MVP, technically, so building that from the previous one, there's this kind of wrong way to do MVP and the right way to do MVP. MVP are supposed to do it vertically, not horizontally. By that, I mean you have to encompass all of the aspect of the product itself. For example, if you're building a software, you don't want just focus on the backend stuff first. You don't want to you just want to build a bare bone, back end stuff first without talking about the front end and how customer will interact with it. You need to build it vertically, which is you build the set of feature and then you also build a simplest UI, and then you build the simplest marketing, and then you build the design as simple as possible. That's what it means to do MVP. In business, it's also like that. For example, if you want to build, say, a business around, you want to make a F&B business, like food and beverage. You have this idea, right, to make it, oh, it's so great, oh, it's so nice. You want to, oh, the food is have to be as delicious as possible. The lighting in this room must be bright as possible. Through this, the way that you going to did it is going to be just make it simple first. The table doesn't have to be some wooden imported Italian wooden table and chair or cushion, or maybe just make it simple. Just use a normal table, and then you can upgrade it later in the future date. That's what I'm trying to say for this MVP. The key benefit of this is you need to do the market right now is a fast changing, especially in this globalization, right? I mean, things change quickly. For example, maybe coffee was a trending business since it's a big kind of a big, like, sorry, not trending, like some drink may be trending across the time, but over time they will change to another trend, of course. But the key is they change in the future. And if you planning and only launch at the later stage, the target demographic or the service or feature that you want to show them is going to be not particularly great anymore, for example, for this use case. Say that you want to build idea of arcade, not arcade, like working space business. Like you want to build a business for people to hang out and work setting, like work like a co-worker space. Right now, due to increased demand of freelancer, yes, it might be work. But what about in 10 years in the future? If you keep delaying and delaying the launch, they might be not
Outdated.
great at all. I mean, yes, yeah, they're going to be uh not
Relevant.
not effective anymore, relevant
Oh.
anymore. That's true. I do. Yeah, and it also decreased development costs because we have this idea of making it as simple as possible. Allows with rapid iteration based on user feedback, so it will be uh not wasteful, at least, but effective in the long run, and actually prioritize feature that user really need the most. Like, for example, if the airline deem that the customer wants the airline to be on time, that we can focus on that first. And also, lastly, is establish brands quickly. So you have this brand that people already knew first, compared to just delay and delay, because brand needs to build organically, right? It takes time, and you cannot expect everybody to know immediately.
Yo, Ren, you
Uh,
see, one of
mm,
the things that makes MVPs interesting is that when
mm,
people think about business, it
yeah,
requires a lot of capital to start. But with
that's true.
MVP, you can
Mm.
start with a relatively low capital to start.
A minimum cost, investment cost, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, I actually consult with someone in
Mm.
when I tried to make this. You see, I want to try to make this IT consultant business, right? And that
Okay.
certain someone actually say that, hey, Adil, if you want to start a consultant business, you need at least 2 billion rupiah to start. I was like, wait, what?
Wait,
Is it
what?
really?
Really?
Really? I mean, seriously?
Mm.
So it is one thing that so you see, one of his
Mm.
reasons why he thought so, because at one point you will not have any clients, and you need to have some cadangan. What is cadangan?
Reserve.
Reserve.
Backup.
Yeah, reserve. Okay, yeah, capital reserve or money reserve, so you can pay your employees.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like it
Okay.
only true when the business has become big. But if
Okay.
I see.
Logically, okay, when someone offers you 2 billion rupiah, means that we'll have another debt, right?
Mm. No, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Man,
But
that's
hear me out.
really.
IT consultant is that's the reason why I think this is my own talk, of course, but the reason why it needs many capital, I think, from your friend, is because it is competitive, right? In the market of IT, being IT consultant has one. It's competitive because, again, globalization, people could provide service anywhere with this online settings. That's why it's becoming more competitive, and the difference between competition is very narrow. So people needs to buy more, to invest more and more improvement to their service to get ahead from other competitor. One example that I will say is, do you know tech reviewer like MKHB, Leonard
Oh,
Tech
my first
Tip?
Broly. Mr.
Yeah,
Who's boss?
Mr. Who's boss? MKHD says that they need to invest $250,000 uh for the camera because they want a slight improvement compared to other tech reviewer, right?
Oh, I see. Each year.
And not each year, this
Oh,
equipment that he wants
quarterly.
to buy.
What?
$250,000
For.
for this he needs to buy camera
Oh, I
equipment
get it. I get it. I get it. I
as
get it
much
now.
as $250,000
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he said it's for making slight difference from other tech reviewer. And back to your case about IT consultant, and that's the reason why you need some kind of capital for that. But technically, you don't have to do that, to be fair. In MVP case, you may narrow it down. So consultant is a broad subject, yeah, and you may narrow it down into more specific way, in the way of maybe region, or maybe in the way of your unique service and stuff like that. And they may cost less to set
Yeah,
up
it should be
because
like
they are
that.
little because there are less competitors, to say the least. And that's why you need to be creative on what you want to do in this business. Find a niche market to ensure your business grow at first, and then bootstrapping with that. Not have to, doesn't have to be bootstrapping, but growing business, you can be more broad more better. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Please continue. Please continue.
So
This is an
yeah,
example of a feature, of course, for Andra. So, for example, you want to develop a comment box in a software, I think. So, you building a comment system and plan to include. You want the comment section to able to attach
picture.
some kind of picture. Yeah, of course, picture, file, anything else, anything, but a file perhaps. But you notice that when you implement this, it's hard and it takes like maybe couple of weeks to do it, because you need to learn how to attach a file, how to store the file maybe, and so on and so forth, which is hard to do. But this comment section needs to be, when you trying to do this, it's going to be long, and the comment section hasn't been done yet, which going to be a technical debt technical debt, not money debt, but
What is
technical
going on,
debt.
man?
And this is going to be this is going to be bad for business, of course, in business perspective. But when you look at it, a comment system without attachment would have been better than none, right? You technically wants people to able to comment first. Maybe attachment could be later, to say the least. You don't have to build the attachment maybe at first, right? Just make it work at first and then add improvement later. That's what I'm trying to say. When you designing new feature, new products, and any kind of new idea that you want to implement, expect it is going to be hard. So by that mindset, you have to think that, oh, I need to build it as simple as possible. So it's not going to be hard. That's why you need to create a minimal viable version first to mitigate risk, to ensure that this system is going to work at least for now,
So
but we can improve
MVP,
it based on the system. Yeah, Andrea?
so MVP is basically a contrary of perfection.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah,
avoiding
so look,
perfection.
Andra, Toyota has this motto, do it right the first time, while Tesla has this motto, what I kind of forget, make mistakes. So it is lean actually. Tesla has lean mindset when it creates a product, while Toyota
Mm.
from Japan has this do it right the first time, make it perfect when you sell it. So I don't know, so but
Your
learned this from Dr. Indrawan Nugroho. So I don't
Oh,
know
I see.
whether it is true or not.
okay.
Well, and so nice to have element, save it for the later, so save it for later development, of course. Case study of a business, a Dropbox. Have you ever heard of Dropbox?
It is Google Drive.
That is correct. It's a Google Drive sharing solution. Um, it's the approach of this MVP is technically like a prototype, but to be honest, this encompass not a prototype, of course, it's just encompass all of the idea that I said about being vertical, right? This approach is just create a simple demo and marketed by a simple explainable video showcasing the product concept, right? And you don't even have to be have a working product first. You just want to make it like it's been known as simple as possible. The outcome is they attracted 75,000 sign up before the product even built, right? Validating market interest. When you do this, you don't you if they don't like it or they don't attract any kind of user or market, they won't even build it, right? Saving some development time, right? Or maybe they could search for another idea to build, right?
Yeah, this
And
stuff also remember me about. Do you know Death
yeah,
Water?
that water,
Oh yeah,
liquid death.
Liquid Death. Oh yeah, Liquid
Yeah,
Death. Do you know that?
yeah, I know. Drink sparkling water, I think.
That is also just ad and no product, and that's
Hmm.
crazy.
I remember Adil wants to build a pawn case lock
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah, and how was it like? You know, right? How did you validate your idea or this one time that you want to build what is it called
Yeah, ayo kerja.
donations
Yeah, yeah,
workshop?
stuff.
Yeah, Ayo Kerja. Like you
So
build the mock-up, right? And
yeah, I did, but as
mm,
for first of all for the jail
mm,
phone, etc., it
mm,
was I sold it in the wrong place. At least that was my theory
wrong
because
place.
I sold it in Asrama UI, and Asrama UI is basically
Mm,
freshmen, and freshmen are really active in the night, so not the
active in the
market.
night. Mm.
And yeah, it is quite hard because jail phone stuff is for productivity freaks like me. So I don't know how to find a productivity. Also, I don't know whether I am also productive, but I am interested in productivity, especially stuff that made me not distracted. As for
Ah, I
the
see.
second one, Ayo Kerja and stuff,
Mm,
I don't know after I read this book from Alex
mm,
Hormozy about 100 million offer, there is
mm,
this thing called how hard it is to implement it. And after I try to remember again, there was this one potential donor that said, when I donate something, I don't want to be make it for me, put some effort on monitoring how is the people that got donated and so on and so forth. I just want to donate and boom. I don't want to handle it anymore. Just like in Kita
ah,
Bisa and any
mm,
other donation platforms.
donation. See,
So why? Yeah,
but
okay, okay.
you yeah, but and in this case of your idea that you want to implement, you learn that it's not going to work,
Yeah, but
right? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it is just a story that I built, so I don't feel like a
mm,
loser.
it's okay, but technically, what I'm trying to say is, even though it's this in this case, like you learn something, right? You don't have to build the application first and then
Yeah,
realize, oh,
that's
it's
right.
not going to work.
Oh man, I waste
So
Oh
yeah,
man,
I
I
a
wish
lot
lost
of
so
2
many.
time.
billion, another 2 billion rupiahs.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah, I know. I don't lose any 2 billion rupiahs to build this and lose it all, right?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
right.
and that's the reason why you need to do this kind of like being you test it first to the market and see what happens. Validate it, your idea, which basically means this loop, of course. Uh, And you and this small, I mean, technically, like this MVP and stuff, like, uh, what it doesn't I mean, technic there's if your idea doesn't work, technically what you can do is it's like a filter, like, oh, if your idea doesn't work, can you make it work by changing, modifying some small stuff. If you could, then change it and test it again. If you couldn't, you need to pivot from your idea. Maybe you have to go to the another direction. For example, if you can handle donate the job, you maybe have to find a new direction. Like, for example, instead of donation, you want to handle the financial of the donated money, something like that, make a system for it, and so on. This is just an idea, of course. It is just a example of idea, but I don't know if it could work or not, but something like that. But if the pivot doesn't work too, maybe the bottom of it, like your idea of donation might be bad idea at all. That and which you need to give up of your idea, basically.
Yeah, but one thing that really interesting about business and
Mm.
stuff, actually, most one thing that I realize, if you wanna make it scalable, the business and stuff, it should be like this term compounding, then. So
Compounding.
in
Mm.
order to compound, it should be recurring payment and so on so
Recurring
forth. Yeah, so one time payment is,
payment.
yeah,
Oh,
one time payment isn't recurring, right? So it is
yeah.
hard to scale. And related to MVP and stuff, I don't know, it is quite rare to find not recurring business. Usually the red ocean business stuff is the recurring one. But anyway,
I I don't see you talking about revenue, recurring revenue for MVP, scalable in the terms of revenue, generating revenue,
yeah, I mean,
or is this
like,
just a business as general?
yeah, I mean, like, when you make an MVP product and stuff,
Hmm?
one thing that you really need to validate is that, is this just a cool stuff to have, or is
Hmm?
it just really need to have, right? I mean, for unemployed people, for example, they only buy the AI and whatever CV stuff, and I don't know whether they will buy it again and again and again and again. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, I
I
see.
think one thing that
Uh,
MVP has to make sure is whether it is recurring or not.
that
Yeah,
is true.
I think in terms of a market that is not saturated, right? I
Hmm.
think you need to mix a product that people actually need instead of just one. Okay, so from
That's
what
true.
I learned, there are two types. Okay, of a product. Okay, need and want. Okay, so
Mm.
need is basically basic of someone's problem. Okay, however, want is uh someone's psychological problem solution.
Oh, I see.
So for
That's
example,
interesting, Andre.
if you are thirsty, okay, you need a water. So it's kind of
Oh, yeah,
a
that's
basic
cool.
problem solution, right? Which is
Mm.
it, okay. But when it comes to want, you want a brand of your water is Aqua or Le Mineral or even
That's it.
Nestle Pool Life.
Nestle
Yeah,
that
it's
is
nice to
boycott.
have.
Okay, so that's it. Okay, I think that's the difference between want and need.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
based on that, I think MVP doesn't have to be in the directly the cost of your recurring. It's more like whether the product is the one that people needs or the one that people only
Oh,
wants,
that's also interesting.
Uh, for
Take
example, the in the case of what are the cool things, like, for example, like if there's a product for converting PDF into PPT, like PowerPoint, for example, and that's the only service that the other competitor does. They don't have any other competitor. Then surely it's going to work, whether it's going to use MVP or not, right? I mean, uh, especially if you use MVP, it's definitely going to work because they serve it first compared to other competitor, basically. And of course, if it's not recurring, like you said, it may be yes, that's because people only the market, not the market, the consumer doesn't really have to need it. It's a need thing, but doesn't have really want need for it. And about the scalability, there are many perspective on it. Like if it's only generating revenue, then yeah, it could be hard. If it's scalable in terms of development, like how to business as growth, that's not an MVP problem technically. It's more like how the business model works. For example, if the product needs to be made by creating some kind of factory, for example, a car manufacturer, then it is going to hard to grow because you need capital or investment to work.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
if it's more akin to like making a software, which is online, it's easy to grow. Just make sure your AWS
GCP.
has have storage for it. ChatGPT, yeah,
GCP,
something like
GCP, Google Cloud Platform.
GCP, like yeah, Google Cloud Platform or to exist and stuff like that, right? Yeah, and it's not technically about MVP. It's more like the way that your business uh, model works in terms of
Yeah,
product and services.
I think. Okay, so you still have another material? Maybe you can continue.
Uh, yeah, just a little bit though.
Okay, okay.
This is the key differences between traditional and MVP. You can see again, long and short, high and minimal. Uh, Customer validation is already of after product launch or before product launch, and feedback integration, limited and feedback loop. I think you get the idea. What I'm trying to say is MVP is a powerful strategy, and it also encourage a culture of experimentation and adaptability. And so Steve Blank said that you're selling the vision for the customer that this is going to be, but please try it first so we can make the business that you want. Uh, that's uh, that's the quote that I heard about. That's my interpretation of the quote, I think. So yeah, that's it actually. So what are you trying to say,
So,
Andre?
how many idea are it the
Hmm?
you like? What are the things that you have implemented out of this
Good
knowledge?
question. Um, what do you want to know?
I mean,
Business
make it a
or
study. Make it a study. So I have done this and this happened. So
thing is, technically, it depends. Once upon a time, sorry, what's the one? So back then, when I was an intern in Hara, right, and
Ara.
uh, yeah, sorry, a company that builds a system for uh
Software.
ginger, sorry, a ginger
Sure.
uh a ginger, for example, this a ginger petani, what's petani? Ginger
farmer.
Farmers.
farmer, yeah, ginger farmer, right? We have to build, so they want to build up application to ensure the farmer could update on their ginger growth and stuff like that. The way
Right.
that I could take immediately just, well, build it, the application, but we want to make it a step further by, uh, first of all, we going to the ginger farmer itself to ask them what they need. Oh, sorry, before that, I even check what is the current system about their,
Existing
about the
system.
current system. Huh? What?
Yes, existing system.
Yeah, the system that exists right now, how they do it in this previous system right now. So they use Google Form, which is They input this and input that,
Very not
and
effective.
yeah, now you can say it's not very effective. But what specifically that is not effective, right? And I found out that it's not effective because you need to upload for the customer. They need some kind of internet connection, right? And which is not sometimes it's not available in some places. Maybe the signal was bad or something, and the problem with the uh, business side is they have this photo or photo of KTP, basically photo of identification, and is farmer it's hard to arrange that into the more. So basically it's going to be a spreadsheet, and then it's tedious to work with it, image to from Excel to image to more appropriate storage, and it's not secure also if anything happens uh to the access management, I think. But the thing is, so if I didn't know that, I may have built a web application for it. Or uh just make the farmer upload it to the website or something like that, which is not going to work at all, because the pain point is not so
All
they need to, yeah, to website they need an internet connection, right? So we cannot use that.
because
So
it was in a rural area.
yeah, it is in rural area, so you cannot use at first we want to make a web app, like, sorry, not web app, like PWA. Like, so Andra, for you don't know, if you don't know, PWA is an application, your phone, but use web app so it's a web app but turned into application basically.
applications on Play Store.
Yeah, but in the first meeting we said that, but after this we validate to your customer, to the farmer itself, they it cannot work like that. So
Okay, that
we
seems
save some
not
time.
really well.
And then after that we go to there, and then we ask after that we build some kind of prototype, and the design sometimes doesn't work. Like, oh man, as for the ginger, I don't have time to scroll, not scroll, like go to the next button, next button, next button. On So we
What's
make it like a
the main problem? Is
scrollable.
internet?
No, what? The application. We're
Yo,
talking about
I'm sorry
application.
all, but it is already azan now, so
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I'm sorry all.
I
Or
know.
destination?
So yeah, I mean, technically, so with this MVP, we can make it like
Make it
effective
effective. That's
business strategy.
agree.
Okay, that's it. MVP is a way to make some
MVP real.
prototype first
Hmm.
before it
Prototype.
be sold to the market. Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much for your explanation. I close it. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi